Hey everyone! Okay, so today we are preparing for another game, a game that I'm really hyped about because we are finally going to get to play the Spire, and it's a really, really good game. Like, whew. Okay. So my players have presented me with they've talked to me a bit about their characters. So we have. Oh, right, yeah. First, real quick. The Spire is a game where you play drows in a city called the Spire, and they are trying to rebel against the government of high elves that have completely colonized their city and that is now like oppressing their population, using them for forced labor, for stuff like this. And oh, Max. Hey, Max. Max connected to the game. I'm doing GM prep. Okay, well, don't listen. I guess. I hope he disconnects, or just doesn't listen to what I'm saying, because this is going to be spoilers heavy. So Max's character is playing a knight. We got his core traits here. So the knights in this game are members of orders that of different orders of knights who used to be like very fancy and very like loyal, what you'd expect from a medieval knight. But as time has gone by, they have sort of like devolved into gang members, and all of the orders of knights are connected to. Let's see, can I move this? Yeah. Are connected to different pubs, different taverns, and they are in charge of the North Docks, like right here. So what we are going to need to do is we are going to need to involve the knights in our story. We also have the fact that in his durance he was part of the guards. So we are also going to need to involve the guards in the story. Like, since this is a one-shot, I want to try to involve all of the aspects of the characters that they've talked to me about. So I want to like take this into consideration. And it's a really interesting character because the city guard are in charge of keeping the order in like most of the city, at least the part of the city that's like above the ground, and they aren't in charge of the North Docks at all because the different orders of knights are supposed to be in charge, and so they have jurisdiction there, and they are allowed to carry big weapons, which nobody else is allowed to do in the city, like huge heavy swords and stuff like this. And since the guards see the knights as like, you know, just like rowdy gangs that just get drunk and stuff like this, they hate them. The guards completely hate the knights, and the knights hate the guards. So I want to involve them. And then our second player has taken a masked character, and basically the masked characters are masters of subterfuge who still serve, who served directly one of the elves in charge of the city, and the masked are usually like they have deception-based magic, stuff like this. And here is the core abilities of our player, right there. And she's going to be playing Knock-Knees. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah. And part of her character is the bonds, which are like important relationships to your character. So Knock-Knees has a street level bond with 3 servants of her old master, and she's described her jobs. So there's cat breath, the scribe, worthless idiots, the scullery maid, and stinkfoot, the librarian. And also has a bond with the other PC. The other PC is going to be Max's character. And Max has a bond with Knocknees and a bond with a young dark elf serving you with an eye on becoming a knight themselves. I haven't gotten the chance to talk to Max about it, but that character is going to come up and play too. Knocknees Durant was as an occultist, so she was researching like ancient occult tomes and learning a bit more about like occult secrets for her master, Gideon Lionswap. So we need this game to be. We need to have social encounters because Knocknees is a very social character, and we need to have combat encounters because Max is playing a knight. So yeah, and maybe a bit of magic too. Okay, so what are we going to do? Okay, so I'm thinking of keeping the story in the lower sections of the Spire, like around the North Docks and around here. Okay, and this game has a lot going for it. Like this map is only like one of the two maps. There's another map for like all of the tunnels under the Spire itself, and like just this map is already so rich with a bunch of stuff. The lore is like really good, but I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna present the city, bits and pieces of it, but I'm not going to do a lot of exploring of like the lore. I'm going to like try to stay focused because this is a one-shot. So we need fighting encounters. We need social encounters. And yeah, okay. So I'm thinking we could have. This is the sort of go-to for me for like starting games. It usually starts with an investigation of a murder. I think I'm gonna do that because that's usually what I do anyways. And after that, okay, yeah, so who gets murdered? Oh, I've got an idea. Okay. So this game I've been meaning to play for a really long time. It's I swore to myself if I ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I wanted to have a story that was based on a disease that spread throughout the world that made people act in very weird way and like and burn down taverns and attack people randomly and just like kill everything that they came across. And then it's like it turned out that the disease made NPCs act like player characters, like adventurers usually do in Dungeons and Dragons, and the party would have to go around fixing the problems of, like fixing the problems caused by what the actions that normal gamers in Dungeons and Dragons do, like being murder hobos and stuff like this. And then they'd find out that like they were the source of the disease. Yeah, I could do something like that. Maybe I'm gonna remove the disease aspect. Here's what I'm gonna do. A group of adventurer comes to the Spire and they start acting like murder hobos do a lot of the time. Oh, for people who don't know, murder hobos is a Dungeons and Dragons mostly term. It's about when players aren't really interested enough in the story to do something to follow the story, and instead they just see all of the NPCs as XP, bags of XP that they can kill for XP and loot. Oh, I know. First murder could be a merchant. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. Merchant Because that's like a classic for Dungeons and Dragons players. And then, ooh, okay. So if we have the murder happen in the North Docks, the knights will be in charge. Merchant murder. That's okay. So that gets Max involved in that story, and maybe Knock-Knees is involved because the merchant was selling. Yeah, the merchant sells occult stuff. Okay. Gets murdered by the adventurers. Ooh, maybe the murder happens at the edge of the jurisdiction between like the North Docks and everywhere else. So there's a dispute between the guards and the knights over who gets to take the case. Or maybe, yeah, okay, and maybe it's like the opposite of the usual dispute. Maybe it's like, no, it happened on your territory, you take care of it, instead of like the usual trope of the FBI being like, okay, we're here, we're taking this case over the police. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, edge of the docks. Territory dispute. Guards. And let's move Max to somewhere else. Okay. What else do adventurers usually do? So there's the classic. There's burning a tavern, questing, as seeing NPCs as like their writing alignments the way it's written in French. I don't know how it's. I don't remember how it's written in English. Ooh. Okay, so Max's character is in charge of. It's part of an order around a tavern. So, if we want to make it dramatic, we burn down Max's tavern. Let's see if Max hasn't written down the name of his character yet. Ooh, okay. Okay, questing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But maybe they just, okay, since this is the Drows, maybe the adventurers consider all Drows evil. So like, so they go around just not caring if they kill people in the city. Who are our adventurers? So in this game we have humans. We've got elf-ears. We have gnolls. So I could get one of each. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I get the gnoll Maybe I get them all to do a different thing. Okay, so the gnoll kills the merchant. Yeah. The elf here is like considers all of the Drows evil. So I'm going to get. Yeah. And what does the human do? Yeah, the human is like burning the tavern. Okay, this way. Okay, good. But I've also got to involve Gideon Lionspaw and the servants. So how are they going to get involved? Okay. Think. Oh, Gideon got Knocknees to look for through magic forbidden tomes during her durance, which means that he's probably still interested in occult stuff. So maybe he wants something that maybe he wants something that the merchant had. And he's going to be hunting the adventurers too. And maybe or sending people to hunt for the adventurers too. And getting people to get in the way of Max and Knocknees. Okay, good. Okay, so involve. Okay, so since Gideon is an elf, and this game is about racial oppression and stuff like this, I wanna point out the underlying tone of the game that is about the fact that the elves are cruel. So how do I do this if Gideon doesn't show up? I could get the servants, the three that have a bond with Knocknees. I could get his servants to be he could have done something quite horrible to them. So because one of the things that we have to write down for the mast is the worst thing Gideon has ever done to either the player or to another person that they knew. And what Gideon did was told Nock to feed someone to one of his strange eldritch pets, wanted her to watch and analyze the feeding process. So we gotta, we can get something eldritch to happen, but we also need to involve the servants. So what we're gonna do, okay, do we have the servants be undead? No, that's a bit repetitive, that's done. Ooh, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So the servants, because some drows have an occult lineage that ties them to spiders in this game, I can have it where Gideon exploits this and controls them through spider stuff. Okay, spider stuff. Spider spell or something. Okay, so what I'm thinking, something that could be quite horrible on the servants is if they have giant spider legs coming out of them, and they're not in control of the legs, but Gideon is. Yeah. Okay, Gideon. And so they can be like, oh no, please don't kill us, but also the legs are attacking the players. Oh, that's good. Oh, because I know, I've already played a really good changeling game with the person who plays Knocknees. And she is she gets really emotionally invested in her character. And we had a really great game. And it's going to be really good if I get her the people who she has bonds with to be controlled in such a way. Yeah. Okay. So now we need to make a chronology. So what we're gonna do is, okay, so the first thing that happens is the merchant murder. And then the players go around following the adventurers as they do stuff. When they catch up to some of them, the other ones are like doing some other stuff elsewhere. So for example, if they find the Elfir and the Gnoll and they confront the Elfir and the Gnoll about like killing the merchant, meanwhile the human is like burning the tavern because those damn knights are, you know, like hunting for them and they're evil, so they have to be taught a lesson. And then they get interference from Gideon and Gideon's servants. Okay, so I need to determine what the objective of this game is. Like, what is Gideon looking for? What is this occult thing that he's looking for? Ooh, no one. What would be great is if he is completely okay with discarding his servants over something like ridiculous. So maybe, like something really. Oh, something like just like what's it called on the surface, like just something aesthetic to look pretty in elf society. So shit, that's a lot of shit. I've been putting these on page where the players are. Okay, gotta create another page for. I hope Max didn't see this. Oh man. Okay, well, it's okay. Turn. What is he looking for? I know the Spire has options for like ridiculous things for the Elfir to like beauty related enhancements. So maybe I could look for one of these. I remember there was like, there was an eye tattoo was one of them. Yeah, get a moving eye tattoo. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then I'll work on the details before the game and improvise the rest. It sounds good. I need to involve Knock-Knees. How do I involve Knock-Knees? Maybe since Knock-Knees is interested in occult stuff, Knock-Knees could be aware of the merchant. Maybe, maybe Knock-Knees is a suspect. Like, let's see. This way, we can start off with the dispute scene, and both of the players are already there and involved in the thing. So how is Knock-Knees a suspect? Maybe Knock-Knees found the body. Okay. And then, because this game has a lot of lore and a lot of options, I can research the lore a bit and use the lore to give my players options to solve this. Because I know, for example, there's necromancers who could get the merchant to talk even after his death and to point out to the group of adventurer. And there could be like a bunch of other options, a bunch of other leads. Basically, I could like let the players be creative or use parts of the lore for this. So the rest of the preparation, now that I've got a good idea of what the scenario is going to be like, is going to be just like fine-tuning and details and improvising, because I don't know that much about Max's character yet. So thanks to Max's character, I'll be able to have when we start the game and he presents me with his character, I'll be able to do that with more details. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Have a nice day, everyone. And if you want to see this game, it's either already on the channel or it will be soon. So subscribe to see it. Have a nice day, everyone.